Ah yes, the world of fanfic. How we love you so. But also, you're the absolute bane of my existence. Because really, freedom of speech and freedom of expression are wonderful things. But can we please leave the little sweet ponies alone? Please. Now I know my fair share of horrific fanfics. Don't get me started. Such as these abominations. The hat fic, Dipper Goes to Taco Bell, the milk fic, and who can forget about 50 Shades of Grey. No, I will not elaborate. But among these abominations, My Little Pony has some very notable fanfics. And what I believe may be the worst and most traumatic fanfic I have ever read. It's gnarly. Sweet Apple Massacre, ladies and gentlemen.
So cuddle in, my little subscribers. Let Daddy tell you a story.
Alright, let's get a few things out of the way, obviously. 1, please do not harass the author. Apparently this was written as a creepypasta for a joke. Okay, buddy. Was a joke giving me trauma that cannot be healed? And very obviously, I don't support any of the topics in the fanfic, because they're nasty. But let's leave the author alone to wallow in his own decisions. And a quick little content warning. Fanfic may mention these topics. Take care of yourself. If you don't want to hear about this right now, go watch some of my lighthearted content. Baby, I've got plenty. Go enjoy. Go relax. So if you don't know anything about My Little Pony, don't worry. It's not really irrelevant, but I'll do my best to explain. Here are the characters we're talking about, though. We have Big Macintosh. He's a big, bright red pony. He's the eldest brother. Next, we have Applejack. She's a little orange pony. She has a very cool hat, though. Mad respect. And she's Big Macintosh's sister. Then we have Apple Bloom, who's their littlest sister. And then her two friends, Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle. These three little ponies are very much children. Not that this would be okay with any ponies, but it was very obvious they were chosen for shock purposes, as we'll discuss. But before you think I'm a hater, I'm not a hater. Let me prove myself to you. Look! I have this little emo Big Mac, see? Look, I know what's up. I know what's good. But anyways, let's unfortunately get started. So our story starts off with Applejack and Big Macintosh talking about the beautiful, wonderful harvest of these gorgeous apples right for the picking. Applejack asks her brother if they've seen their little sister because she can't find her anywhere. Big Mac shrugs her off before saying, I have no clue, and saying he's going to juice some apples. Or at least that's what he tells his sister. He's actually going to a secret little apple cider cellar in the barn, where there he has these three little fillies locked up tight. He begins to approach them and uses his imitation of being red and tells them he's had enough of their shenanigans and that he's going to teach them a lesson. Hopefully a friendship lesson, right guys? Yeah. Definitely not a friendship lesson. So now he begins his shock, horror, brutal attack on the Cutie Mark Crusaders. That's the name for these three little ponies. He begins by breaking off Scootaloo's wings. But I'm pretty sure bro has never seen an episode of My Little Pony, because in the show, Scootaloo can't fly anyways. And also this author for some reason can't get the pronouns of any of the ponies right, which I think is just funny. All three of the ponies are girls, but for some reason he flip-flops between he and she pronouns. I don't know, but I feel like this is a prime example of shock horror as a whole. Sometimes they don't even know what they be yapping about. It's just a bunch of grossness thrown together for no reason, but you know, keep moving forward. Anyways, after that, Apple Bloom tries to call for her older sister, and Big Mac decides to remove her tongue, causing Sweetie Belle to get sick. And then he makes Scootaloo eat all of that. Even the tongue. I don't know what this author has against this little Scootaloo pony, but like, everything's happening to her for no reason. He proceeds to Scootaloo and does a bunch of gross things with bodily fluid because he's a freak and not in the good way. If anyone were to match his freak, hopefully they would be in jail, behind bars, with a key thrown far, far away. And he once again Scootaloo's body, but this time with her friend's horn, Sweetie Belle. He finally moves on to his younger sister, Apple Bloom, before somehow picking up a weapon with his pony hooves, and then she unfortunately passes away due to Big Mac, how would I say this? Tying a pretty bow with her own insides. There you go. And that's how it ends. Yay. Mind you, I spared you all the gross, disgusting details, but there are plenty. There is plenty of them. But that's not really the end. And I'm assuming because this got a lot of attention, the author just decided to keep making more. And there were even crossovers with other popular famous My Little Pony creepypastas. He was just pumping these bad boys out left and right. They all revolve around the exact same thing. Big Mac eventually goes after his other sister, Applejack, because she finds out what happened to the other ponies, and Big Mac leaves her in a very messed up state where she's unable to tell other ponies what happened. Eventually, Pinkie Pie finds out and revokes revenge. All pretty much the exact same themes as the first one mentioned. But I've talked about shock horror before on my channel if you're interested, but I want to shed some light on something and I want your guys' opinion on it. When I was little and growing up on the internet, as I'm sure many of you did as well, I came across very disturbing media that I probably should not be seeing at that age. Maybe when I was like 11 or 12, I came across the Smile HD video because I was like, oh look, it's freaking Pinkie Pie, she's never led me wrong before. Obviously from the thumbnail and the name, you would have no idea that it's extremely violent. That traumatized me. I had nightmares for weeks. And I believe something similar happened to me with a Sonic AMV. One of those little stupid music video things to Sonic clips. And probably a few other things from my childhood I just can't remember. I got that fog brain, memory fog. But I do understand when you're older, it can be funny or seen as a bit of a bit to make dark or disturbing content around children's media. And it's definitely not these people's fault. I believe, of course, it's just the internet. They're just way too easy for children to access and to get a hold of. Okay, but if I looked up a picture of My Little Pony right now, I'ma see hella pony cheeks up in my face. Nobody wants to see that. Okay, well maybe some of you freaks. This goes for most children's franchises, unfortunately. Kind of like Elsa Gate, but a little bit more in your face. And technically it is the parents' responsibility to watch and make sure their children are consuming child-appropriate media. But I mean, if it says My Little Pony with a picture of Twilight Sparkle on the front, it's easy for anyone to fall victim to these kinds of things. But I feel like if you're going to be creating something geared towards adults, specifically involving children's media, you should make it very, very apparent that it is not for kids. Have that big old 18 plus sticker right on the front. But I'm interested to see what you guys say about this. Also, listen guys, Big Mac is a great guy. He would never do this kind of thing. Trust me. I've spent this whole recording session with him and I'm starting to feel some sort of bond. Like I should defend him in his honor. I mean, I've really gotten to know him. I don't know how to describe it. It's just, it feels close to my heart.
Why don't you love me, love me, love me? Touch me, touch me, touch me no more.
So, you know, we're basically besties at this point.
Oh my god, dude, what the hell?
Hello, it's me, Editor Gage. So I actually completely forgot to do an outro for this video. It's oh look, 5 minutes past time that I should be posting this, and goofy silly me forgot to record one. So hey guys. First off, I want to say if you write fanfic, I'm not a hater. You keep writing, you keep scribing, my little scribe. Being cringe isn't real, you just slay. Also, speaking of cringe, I'm about to get a little cringe here, little cringe moment. Thank you guys so much for 10k followers. I really appreciate that. Means the world to me. Appreciate you and all that you do. If you guys have any further suggestions of things you want to see me talk about or cover, please let me know down in those goofy comments down below. I'll take a look. Thank you guys for sticking around to the end. So same time next week.
When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see a marching band. He said, son, when you grow up, will you be the savior of the broken, the beaten, and the damned? That's all the lyrics I remember, actually. Good recording, Sesh.